You talk to fill space. You blurt out thoughts before they're ready, rushing to pack every silence with noise just to feel included. And every time you do, your authority disappears into the background. The more you speak, the less each word is worth. To be heard, you have to stop treating your vocabulary as a reflex and start treating it as a calculated, strategic tool. We're going to fix this. Open your notebook and identify one specific, high-stakes conversation you have coming up this week: a meeting, a negotiation, or a difficult pitch. Applying this 5-step framework to that conversation will change how people perceive you. It's the difference between being part of the noise and being the focal point of the room. Step 1 starts the moment you enter the room. Instead of jumping into the conversation, you are going to hold your silence and simply observe. Look for specific physical tells. Note who has a clenched hand, who is leaning aggressively toward the center, and who is avoiding eye contact. These signals tell you more than the words being spoken. Your goal during this silence is to understand the room. You're looking for the underlying motives and the actual power dynamics between the participants before you ever take a side. Every conversation is an information exchange. By gathering data while others are busy performing, you gain a tactical advantage. You know the environment before you join it. Step 2 occurs when the focus shifts to you. When someone asks a direct question or tries to provoke you, your first instinct will be to respond immediately. Resist it. You need to implement the BAP. This is the internal process of isolating an emotional reaction, like a flash of anger or excitement, from your outward response. You acknowledge the feeling internally, but you don't let it reach your face. Count to 3. By holding a stone-faced composure for those 3 seconds, you shift the pressure back onto the person who spoke. You are giving yourself time to think while they wonder what you're thinking. A deliberate pause isn't a sign of hesitation. It's an act of intelligence gathering that tells the room you are acting on strategy, not on impulse. Step 3 is about the words you choose. Treat your speech as a limited resource. You don't want to waste it on sentences that don't have a specific goal. Write down the main point you want to make. Find every qualifier and hedge, words like I think or maybe. Cut them out. Strip away the filler, and you are left with the core command. Change the approach. A speaker who uses hedges often looks like they're seeking permission. A speaker who removes them shows they've already vetted their own ideas. They aren't testing the waters, they're making a point. In any room, precision will always be more effective than volume. The fewer words you use to make your point, the more weight each one carries. Step 4 is the physical delivery. How you speak often matters as much as what you say. Most people speak too fast because they're nervous about being interrupted. Slow your pace down. Speak from your chest rather than your throat to give your voice a grounded, stable quality. This comparison shows the common error of trailing off at the end of a sentence. Do not let your voice soften or fade. Finish your statement and let the final word land with its full weight. When you slow your pace and finish your sentences cleanly, this signals to everyone listening that you are in control of the space and do not fear any interruption. Step 5 is the most difficult but necessary tool for your time. You must learn to say no without justifying it. We often feel the need to soften a refusal with long apologies or excuses. We do this to avoid conflict, but it actually invites the other person to start a negotiation. Practice the hard refusal. Instead of a paragraph of excuses, use a direct statement ending in a period. Just say no and stop talking. Silence will follow, and it will be uncomfortable. Let the other person manage that discomfort. You don't owe them an explanation for your boundaries. Every time you justify a no, you are negotiating against your own goals. True progress requires saying no to distractions, so you can say yes to your actual priorities. This is the framework. You scan the room, you use the tactical pause, you ruthlessly edit your message, and deliver it with grounded precision. When you apply these steps, you'll notice the environment change. People stop talking over you. They wait for your response. They physically lean in because they know that when you speak, it matters. Take that sentence you edited in step 3. In your next high-stakes meeting, wait for your moment and deploy it. The way you communicate sets the terms for how people treat you. When you master your words, you ensure every time you speak, you make an impact.